This against. Did they kind of fix this thing yet? Will it still bother me? Oh, that's a Twitch thing. Anyways, I thought of doing some streaming today. Because I'm developing stuff that actually makes like something visible happen. My neighbors has impeccable timing as always. Like, they haven't like drilled in like a month. And I started a stream and within 2 minutes they've started drilling. Hopefully that this hasn't picked up too much on stream. This is still changing. Can I just remove chat from this? I mean, it's a good thing to have. Should I just go back to uBlock rather than use Waterfox's ad blocking? Because I really miss the whole like remove things from the web page that you don't like. Just like show what I'm meaning. Like I think I've shown this in previous stream. Like this thing over here. Stop playing, you moron. This changes. And this, like, it changes between this on like a, like this, but way slower. And it's like off to the side, which means that and it like moves the chat in the corner of your eye to the left of me, which makes me believe that someone is writing in the chat. So it like, it tricks me to read chat. I mean, it's why this is how it is for like for viewers, right? Like it's supposed to make you look at it. But I wish there was a FF7 thing to remove it, because I don't have it on what the fuck is this? Let's see. Because yeah, like it doesn't exist. Like I don't think you can. Yeah, you can't do this. Like if I could see that it removed, like so I just can't have it on screen, I guess, which is super annoying. Anyways. I've been doing some inverted kinematics stuff. And to that end, let's see. We got into a point where our character is actually playing animations. Okay, now the IK stuff is bad, but yeah, like we're actually playing the like running animations and all that. Right now we're constantly aiming towards the middle of the map from the looks of it. Yeah, I think it's about there. And that is like that is something that we have, especially when running away. That is something that we probably should like have to figure out how to do. Because right now, like if we go to the camera, we can like this one, I think. There we go. Oh, fuck. Can you continue playing? I guess it's just paused. Okay, we're shooting forever now. But yeah, like when running and aiming backwards, it's there are some issues with the IK. Like you would like the character to like face backwards by rotating its upper body and all that, but it's a bit tricky, and we don't have to be perfect because that means that like I mean we are very zoomed out in this game. But what I want to make happen now is basically starting timers whenever you shoot. I was thinking timers, but I kind of... Yeah, I mean, timers works. So we need to like create them. I'll zoom this in for your convenience. Today is that we when we fire, we like set the same duration. I also want to have a curve. Because we need, I don't want them to snap back. Let's see, yeah, we also need to have these set right. It's right arm actually. Left arm. There we go. So during process we need to like this aim position updating all the time. That's fine. Just that we are in need of a like you name the timer? Primary. This value, yeah, from 2. Okay, so from... This isn't... We can just use the timer we're actually using, or like the name duration. Always zero if time is stopped. I mean, that's fine, because then we... this is Godot's own language, which is a very like, it's called GD script, but it's very Python coded. So if you're familiar with Python, you should have an easy time looking at this. Godot essentially gives you the options of their own script, which is fine, and then you have C# if you really want to do something special with that, or you could start writing C++ if you modify the engine. Yeah, I think there's some differences. Like I have not, like I'm on the other side of things, right? I haven't ever worked with Python. So I don't know what the like slight differences are, but at some point I've tried just copy like a Python script into Godot, and it like just works more or less. It's one of those, like it's a very particular with the indentations and all that. So if you do this, you get like it gets very confused. So you end up with code that looks kinda the same. And I started with C# when I first started learning the engine, but there's not really a benefit to using C# unless you want to use some C# library. There's no, I don't think there's like any performance gain, so to say. There probably is some, but you know, not to the extent you would expect going from a scripting language to a like a quote unquote real language that compiles and all that. Okay, so the idea is that these should now just count down, and the influence should get smaller and smaller as we have waited longer and longer since the last shot, I think. Oh, that influence does not look correct. What is this value? One thing that's really good with using a script language is that if you make modifications during runtime, they just kind of happen. So like if this is in the process, right? So if I will update, so if I add this, like it starts printing. I don't have to recompile, I don't have to restart, which is really, really nice. With the C# you always need to recompile between the runs. I don't know if you can like hot reload it. It was a while ago since I tinkered with the C# variant of this engine. Okay, let's see. We need to... Oh yeah, of course. Guess we can just else it here to make sure it doesn't run during the editor. Unreal Engine has its own like hot reload system, which like when you have Unreal Engine open, you have like a button to like recompile the changes you've done in C++, and for the most part it does work. If you're like familiar with C++, when it doesn't work is when you like if you add a new function, it won't find it, because hot reloading that in C++ is really weird. But if you like have a function already and make changes to that, it can do that really well. So it's like for general development, you don't have to restart it too many times nowadays. These are still... I'm trying to make the, like, I've been learning like animations whatnot, so, but yeah, like we're working with the animations, and right now we're working with aiming. Like the character is currently aiming towards the middle, which I am a bit stumped as to why. I thought this would be, I guess the influence is maxed out, right? The influence is free? Oh yeah, of course. We also need to do that. We get it to a value between 0 and 1. Okay, say it's 1. I thought... Oh yeah, I guess we have to flip these. So now we are just running, and then when we shoot, we are supposed to update this influence, but that is not happening. Good to know. Now we figure out why. I don't think this is ever called, right? It is called. About stop fire. I guess I have to start it. Oh yeah, this needs to be one shot. They're resetting now. Which only makes them run once. Like if you... Like you see it repeats now. But this is the like thing I want to happen. We need to restart this though. Yeah, have a nice one. And good luck in the future. Okay, so now it kind of behaves properly, but it's aiming in the wrong direction. I thought the direction would always be set. Oh yeah, these are actually just these. Okay. It's good when you remember what the code you wrote does. That is a benefit at times. Alright, so we need to set this aim position. I thought that was being done all the time. Isn't it? Oh, now it is. Okay, yeah. I think I overwrote the value. And now we see like what this should be doing. Like, like you see the it should like aim for a bit after, and then go back to just movement mode, or what you want to call it. Oh, it looks so much nicer compared to having this character not doing anything. It doesn't even have a weapon in hand yet. Ah, it's nice. Okay. But now we need to like make it a bit snappy, right? So we need a curve for this. I kind of want this to do something like this. How do you even do this? Can you make these tangents shorter? Maybe this is just fine. We just like eased out a bit. So we don't just go from 0 to 1, we actually have a curve that can tell us how much we should aim, and they should move it back a lot faster over those 3 seconds. So process. I don't even use curves from code, so I don't really know what the interface is. Sample, I guess? Yeah. There's a failsafe to do that. And right now, I think it's like, I don't like copy pasting code for both arms, but you could make this into loops and all that, and callables, and make the code very, how do you call it, like complicated to achieve this without copying code. But since we only have 2 things, I think it's fine. I should probably have a consistent naming scheme between right arm and primary. Maybe not. They are different things. Let's make sure we don't do any divides by 0 here. I guess we're only using the timer and the IK. Maybe it's not too like complicated to make a loop out of this. I guess if you want to update the code in the future, it's... I hate to work with this. Let's see. Then you just do this, right? And suddenly, you only have code in one place. I guess you could also make this into a private function, but meh. Meh. Oh, of course, it goes backwards. So you need to do this way. I don't know if you need this. Something like that, just to like have a value to work with. Yeah, that looks okay. Maybe, I don't remember what the timer was in the original, so I guess we can... Because we had the same thing in the original. I'm sure of that. Could be like part of this function. I guess it's in the engine. That is not how you spell unitive. One day I'll learn how to use a keyboard. Delay half a second, duration half a second. Interesting. There's something in time. Like these values are hidden in the inspector, so it's like, when are they set? Oh, left arm up, perhaps. No? Oh, why did we hate comments back in the days? I also love how the IK script is checking inputs. I guess this means that we couldn't have had other characters show their aim. Oh, we have an improvement already. Interesting. Because I've redone this system, of course, to be like more of a player controller thing and not have input checking spread out all over the place. So it has the nice side effect of being better for online play. So you should be able to see other players aim. I'm wondering about this delay. But what I'm seeing here is basically is 1 second long and half of it is spent lowering. And we can replicate that. Didn't I expose that variable? Game duration. Under IK. Oh, maybe it's new. So now it should be a bit faster. I also have to like make sure the what's it called, the blending works a bit better, because there's some issues with it right now, for sure. Like the rotation speed and all that, because I think we're pretty much just setting the bottom of the character to face the gravity at all times. Yeah, exactly. Alright, I guess the thing that's remaining for IK bar and they like, oh, this looks so much better already. So happy with this. Yeah, I was thinking about feet, not in that way, but the one thing we had in the original was that we had IK on the feet, so they would try to stand on top of planets. And I don't think there's anything that tells us that we shouldn't be able to have that here too, but I'm not sure. It's also a very small thing. I have to fix this logic though. I guess I can use the past to mean always true. Because the thing I'm trying to like avoid here is that if you hold, like say you have a weapon that you hold down for a long time, we don't want it to start and then like start going down while the character is still shooting, right? That. So we have to like pause this timer until the player releases the button, at which point it starts counting down following this, like the curve of letting go. So that's why I'm pausing it here. But that means that it won't start counting down until we release the button. So you have the issue, like the issue we have now is if I hold down the button when I'm shooting, which you do for like all of the automatic weapons, you see we are not aiming because I'm still holding the button. And then when I release, it's like starts. So I guess while you're holding the button, it should always aim. But why? Oh, maybe the time left is not updated until you call start. Maybe this will work. We'll see. Still holding the button. Still holding the button. And let go. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it works. Sick. That's a quirk of the timer, I guess. You can set the wait time, but it has no time left until you first start it. So when we get here, the time left is always max, so we always get the 1 from here. I guess we'll just make this into a function, I think. Because process has the like tendency to become kind of large, so having like splitting it up into different private functions is usually a preference of mine. Not this though, because that should be never be called outside of the editor. I mean, you can just make it into a function. Let's do that. Oh, we need delta, I guess. I think this rotation logic is incorrect compared to the original. Like I just made this on a whim to like show the direction that we believe we're going and to give some sort of like input. Like maybe we can fix that at the same time. We should do that so we do it in one go. I guess one thing that is a bit weird is what's it called? Pulse rifle. I guess it's in weapon. Because this like is firing. Like the pulse rifle is not an automatic weapon, meaning that it will shut itself down after it's shot. So like that. Now we're still aiming, and we should probably find a way to not aim if that's the case. But I guess that is like a play a character kind of thing. This should work. I think this works, right? Make sure. Is this actually working? Equipment start fire. This fire is true, but for weapons... Oh, it's in shoot. This might be a incorrect way of doing it anyway, when I think about it, because we might not take this path. On other clients. So you might have to read the current states of the equipment rather than going by events. Dun, 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 dun. What I'm wondering though is why is this not working? Super controller data, yeah, so we go is fire equal true? True. I guess I have to do this. I mean, there might be something else that like stops it from firing later on. Oh yeah, okay, of course. Yeah, it's... It is because I think weapons might have delays, so they might not fire and disable their fire instantly. Yeah, that's why. So this doesn't work in the first place. We need to like look at the weapon and check if we're expecting it to fire, if we're aiming. These variable names are way too long to write. Okay. Because this should always kind of match what the character believes the weapon is doing. So this is a bit hard code. I would like to figure out a better way in the future to let us have like different amounts of weapons, but like right now we're porting, so something like this. So we're constantly like when we shoot, we're like I mean, whatever. Like when we shoot, we just set it to start aim, but when we stop, and then we call the shake. Should we stop firing? I hate spools. I also hate multiple functions. And I hate adding another enum, but I think that is probably the best. It's fucking stupid enum. It makes it easy to expand if we get like add another limb. This needs to be different. Because the player character should only like know, like tell the avatar, hey, are you aim, or shake with the avatar, are you aim with the primer weapon, whatever it is? Because it should, like, the play character type shouldn't necessarily know how many weapon arms we do have, or like what not. Like that should be like up to the player avatar. I guess we can use the match here. I'm not a super big fan of match, but sometimes it just makes sense. I mean, I guess a good and bad part about the enum variant is that it's scoped, right? So Like, it's very nice that we all only have scoped enums because it makes it very easy to like not collide names and all that. That is good. It's a bit annoying because the names always become so fucking long. I guess you could in general just send in this string name instead and use that, but I hate strings. Enums are much better because it's like give it. Enums really show like these are the options you have. This should work now. Guess we have to probably restart that because adding a new enum type might be a bit. So yeah, now I'm holding down the button and still it just like stops. The same thing should not happen here. Not know what happens when we reload. Ooh. It's an automatic weapon, so it keeps going. Okay, cool. I'm always kind of looking at the target. It's just I think we have to like limit that so it only happens when you are looking forward. Or we have to like modify the target somewhat. It looks a bit weird doing this when it's behind. It makes sense why it's happening, like this is just how IK works. But yeah. I don't think that is production ready, but yeah. That should be weapons aiming as well. Sick. Okay, is there any like cleanup I need to do? Yeah, dev streams are nice. Like you would think that it would impede progress, but it actually doesn't. I guess we can just create the timers here because when I work alone, it's a bit like it's easy to go and check Blue Sky, check YouTube. You know, you can't do that while streaming, so it's in some ways increasing the productivity to stream this. But yeah, Nox, did you try out any of the games we talked about yesterday? Or have you just put them on the wish list for later? Guess we could potentially group these a bit differently. They're a bit not explained. Yeah, streaming studies. Some people do that. Was one streamer I watched like He was studying to become a pilot and did a lot of the studying on stream. Because one thing that's like, I think I mentioned this earlier, like one of the best ways of like showing to yourself that you understand something is to explain it to someone else, right? If you can explain something, you most likely understand it. So that's why having chat and all that could be good. It might make it a bit like more fun, right? Why do we have a spawn effect timer here? Yeah, this might be redone in the future. Do we need have these cached even? I guess not. Right? Yeah, we only have one of them. Like, why is that even a variable? Input direction. I mean, that is useful because you need to turn the character over the course of multiple frames and all that. Gravity force is also required every frame, so we need that. And these timers we created today, so I hope they're useful. Oh yeah, otherwise, that's an experience. I really hope you like it because it is a great game. Neon White. Yeah, I've been looking at Mina the Howler. Like it's very A Link to the Past inspired, right? No, not A Link to the Past. Link's Awakening. And I guess this is when having a chat is bad. It's the Shovel Knight developers, so yeah. It looks very Game Boy. Game of Color. Yeah, Sleepy Link. The Link's Awakening. But yeah, like older Zelda games, right? Yeah, this is one I'm going to play at some point in my life. I never got through Shovel Knight though. Maybe is that a bad thing? $3.6. I was more like impressed by the whole, because a bunch of this is like is made with an NES in mind. So like the color palette is an NES color palette. The music actually plays on the NES and all that. So like I really like that. I don't know if they had like flicker and everything, but like it's I like the like technical aspect of it. But at the end of the day, it's basically a Mega Man game, right? It's hard to tell as well, like why someone stops playing games, because I last played it in 2016. That is over 10 years ago now. So maybe something else came up and whatnot. Who knows? Okay, are we done with this? I guess these offsets should be variables too. That 5.5, okay. Don't know if we have to expose this times 3. Because you just need to like get the direction somewhat far away from the characters. Like having times 3 or times 5 million is no difference here. Shovel Knight, I suppose, because I played Hollow Knight on GOG. There's many nights in gaming. But I guess it's not too far from my playtime with Hollow Knight. I guess this value could be useful. Is that 3, right? I can just reuse that value. Less than 3. What is this code doing? Oh yeah, it moves it to the distance. Okay. Why isn't it using this offset on? I wrote this code like yesterday. I've forgotten all about it. Maybe it was Friday. Yeah, you have 2 different. The offset is good. This is minimum aim distance. Guess call make 01. Free was supposedly too little. I guess we'll increase it a bit to... Oh, it's on 0. Maybe 3 is correct. That happens sometimes when you like expose variable, but 3 is way too small. Need like 5, I think. Just put it at 10. Okay, so I think that is correct. Sick. Okay, this is probably worth a commit after I've exposed this. Does the order of these make a difference? Oh. Let's do that. So I guess these should be at the top, because those are the ones that you kind of modify. Can make another IK resources. All right, so it seems like we have a bunch of stuff available now. Sick. The game looks so much better once the character starts moving, right? Need to go to the bathroom, so be right back. And now comes the big question. Do we want to have fun? Or do we want to clean toilets? Which is... The question is, like... We could spend time trying to equip weapons on the character. That shouldn't take too long, and like it's a bit more fun to look at, I think. But I am also sure that there's multiple issues if I just click this checkbox and start playing online. Like there's no way all the changes I've done recently doesn't break online. Like, yeah. We're getting some issues here and there. Yeah, okay. There are issues, but I think we'll just ignore those issues and have fun instead. I mean, no one's going to fix those issues for us, so we might as well have fun. That's how I see it. Okay, because... are they here? Pulse rifle. Materials are here. I think this is images. Seems like they are. Models. Do I have that? What? Oh, here we go. Weapon pulse rifle. What is this? Here we go. So we have these weapons that we need to convert from FBX to Blender files, I guess. Let's see. See, resources, models. What's that? Like, is there a pulse rifle here? I know it's not a valid Blender document. I need to like fix it, so I guess Blender can't open FBX, it just imports them. So what we need to do is export as this format, and then in do not look at my personal files. I don't think I have anything that's like super bad. Why would I? I'm a cool guy. Okay. We include selected objects only. This should now import it to Godot. Here we go. So here's a weapon. Oh, it should be weapons. There we go. Okay. And now we need to like somehow stick that on this character. But we probably don't want to have this. We probably want to make a scene out of it so we can like add effects and all to it. So we need another. We have weapons here, but I think we need like separate the visible ones versus the like logic weapons. Because like it's good to be able to have one but not the other. One issue we had at times in the original was that since they were the same thing, just spawning a weapon was not like just spawning the model was not exactly possible at times. So I think we'll create a new like equipment visuals, because we might have other visuals than just weapons, but let's create a new scene. Pulse rifle visuals, and this should more or less be a dumb scene, meaning that it like has nothing in it. We just do that and like, oh, here's a weapon. And we're like, make local, so we can make a material for it, because it doesn't have a material here. So I have to like figure out how because weapons should have materials. I'm fairly like there are materials here. Projectile, pulse rifle, defuse. We have a bunch of materials here, that's for sure. It's going to be so much fun finding all the materials for all the mechs and all the weapons. I'm already feeling it. Because I'm very sure that the pulse rifle has a nonsensical name, because it was the first weapon we made. So like it could be this. It looks like it's this. I don't know how you make these textures. You would have to ask our guy who made these textures back in the days. But I think there are ways of like making this easier inside the 3D programs. Like if you draw here, it puts it on the correct place in this, because let's see. If I say UV mapping, do you know what that is? It's hard to like again with explaining, like I don't know the exact way everything works, but I know some parts. But yeah, in general, each triangle on this thing, can we edit mode? So like, or I guess there are squares in this case, but each of these has like are mapped to this texture, so they know where to sample the texture from. So we'll see if everything works as intended. this should actually not be too difficult. See, because I do maybe it's a bad idea to start with this weapon. That's materials. I guess it uses. I'm not sure what. Let's see. Weapon pulse rifle. Since that's a specular and everything, I don't think this is correct. He probably uses another material. Hopefully this. Oh, hold on. I can check this, right? Rim specular. These, because then if we do that, no, it is not correct. So yeah, now you see that this is just kind of fucked, right? Let's put in the middle and go to it. Oh, there's something in the middle already. It's very small. So, like you see now, it's just all over the place. That means that we're using the wrong texture because the UV mapping does not work. Maybe it's these that are called pulse rifle. It could be those. Diffuse, glow map, and specular map. Okay, this looks better, right? These are the old, like, I'm trying to port the old game, right? That released just recently in 2014. So I have all the models and everything. I'm just trying to do it on a in Godot rather than Unity. So it's about a lot of like, I have a bunch of resources and you just need to tie them together in a good way. And I think since these are using gloss and glow, this is the wrong. I think it should be OG default. Diffuse, gloss, glow, and specular. Is this correct? Oh, yeah, it probably is. But it's also a bit difficult because like this Unity version I'm using is ancient. Like this is a Unity version from 2014. So it's been a lot of like outdated stuff, and it's also not the pro version. So I literally can't start the game and just spawn in with this weapon and look at it. Because unfortunately we made weapons using a third-party library. to write them in Lua, and that doesn't work. So there's probably a way, like it doesn't, like that thing just doesn't exist. I can't run that without the pro version. So yeah, it's a pain, but this looks rather correct. So I think I've stumbled upon the correct one. Okay. So we actually need a new material. Pulse rifle. Because I have this. I had to have a. What to have a. What are they talking about? This happens sometimes. I fucking hate streaming. This song has changed, but it's still on my light list. Have they removed Bad Apple from Spotify? And uploaded this garbage instead? Like, there's no way. Like, it has 53 million plays, and this song has changed. What is going on? Maybe it changes back. Oh, I fucking hate this. Okay. Speaking of hate, I hate this searching. Pulse rifle specular. And now we can material. Alright, this. Oh. Magic. I'm not sure what these other values would be. So I guess we'll just leave it at normal. I had to redo this material at some point in my life anyway, so maybe I shouldn't spend too much time trying to like replicate the exact look. Okay. So how do we do this then? In short, what we need to do is it's called like a did they call it? Oh my God. It's a skeleton modifier. It's like a, is it bone something? Bone attachment, 3D, yeah. Right hand. What do you mean not bound by any bones? I literally bound it. Yeah, now you see that this thing follows this bone. Which means that we can now take our visuals and do that. And you see, it's perfect already. Let's see, it should be like 90. Oh, why 90? There we go. Now we're holding our weapon. I don't know if it was this massive though. That should be easy to fix, right? Can scale it down very slightly. So now we just need to figure out how to do this from code. Oh, is it? So we need to do like right hand socket. Do a bone attachment, left hand socket. Which is of course bound to left hand. Kind of wonder why. Why are these rotated 90 degrees? Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. Because they rotated in the wrong way. So this needs to have y90. And left needs to have y minus 90, I guess. And z 180. I mean, can we just... I guess we do add nodes to them, because then we can do this instead. Because I would rather have it them be inserted with 0 rotation, like the thing we're going to replace, and then we have a rotation offset that's just constant. Looking good. Okay, so we need more stuff in here. Attack, not attack, attach. Okay, so hopefully we don't need to attach multiple things. I mean, we can. Conflict to instantiate again. I have brain farting. Oh, it's a packed scene, of course. I like that for being able to do that, basically. Then I think we'll not return these. Like, why would you need them? We just kill them. Okay, it's a bit scuffed to just use a node here. We probably will introduce some sort of type for this, but at the moment we don't really need it, I think. Is this part of equipment? Probably is, right? Do we take a resource path here, or do we take the pack scene itself? Let's just... Don't even have to do that. Okay. Guess we can remove that for now. Let's see, let's close that. We're running out of these things. Okay. Pulse rifle. I love that it puts assets in front of scenes. That's my favorite feature of Godot. This one, I guess. Okay. Fuck me then, I guess. Maybe we need to do some restarting. Sometimes you need to do this with Godot. It's, I mean, with all the engines really. See? Now it works. And then in equipment... Player character. Where do we equip it? Equip stuff. Set spawn data. Do I have a function like this? Seems like it. I guess I didn't. I like that more. Dude. We might have more slots in the future. I guess we have to... primary, and then just do it elif. Previously, it was the avatar that held the weapons in the equipment in the tree. I don't think it matters. But now we have like separated the visuals and logic completely. And that is something that is good. Trust me, bro. On that. We need to else do this right. I've returned this late. Nah, I fucking hate that. We do need to continue. It's also kind of bad to have a continue. Like, it's not late, but maybe I'll use this. And I usually like to have the true statement first. Like, this is the most important part. Like, if it's not null, equip it. And then we have like the error stuff at the bottom. Let's just go for broke. It didn't work. Unlucky, I guess. Also need to do that. Because I think doing this in multiplayer is probably a bad idea at the moment. It is being called. Let's see. Pulse rifle. That's the weapon. Player avatar. It did not get added here, that's for sure. Oh, because there is no arm socket. This should run into this error, I'm sure. Yeah. So what we need to do is go here and set this up. That should now be set up. Hell yeah. Closer. That case is a bit different, but like we can make a comparison now. Oh, this shader looks so much better though. So we have pulse rifle left hand, nail gun right hand. Fuck. Now I remember. This is fun. We had a discussion about this in the past. Primary hand is left hand in this game, because you're using the left mouse button to shoot with it, and then right arm is the right mouse button. I mean, okay, isn't too different. Fuck, that changes everything. I mean, not changes everything, it's kind of whatever. We just have to make this. Let's rename this left rotation socket, right. Or to make it easier a bit to read. I think there's some things that we have to like modify. I guess it's this one, right? Yeah, so we have to. I think that's maybe there's more things to do, but I think that is enough. Let's try it. Yeah, because like as most people are right-handed, right? We ended up making the like when we first started, like the right hand of the mech was the primary one, but then we like was thinking like, hey, it doesn't really make sense, so we swapped them out at some point. This is why it's good to have the original to look for. But yeah, like implementing these weapons is kind of fast. I guess we can just do it in nail gun as well. Let's see. Weapon nail gun. Let's put you closer to the start and expand. You can dance a bit. So I made like some debugging, just so we can like see how the IK works during animations. It's like this is like constantly moves around the point where it's aiming. And we can also change it to be horizontal, but then you can like start seeing it starts clipping once we get to this point. Yeah, like it's really good to have something like to be able to test this with animations in editor, so you don't have to start the game and test stuff. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that these are not the weapons we're spawning. I guess they're just the models. Maybe they're on the prefabs. Oh, here we go. Get out of here. Pulse rifle. Oh, here we go. It's another. It's actually not using that material at all. Was it OG Rim Spec Gloss Glow? Do I have that? I ported some of the materials. I don't think I have that material ported. Or the shader. Oh, I have it. Now it looks different. I'm not sure if this is the... I love this part of Unity, that you have a slider here that doesn't say how fucking far on the slider it is. It's fantastic. It's just a slider from nothing to something, and then these values are like set up inside this shader. But it should be 2.9. The glossiness 0.2. It's really glossy. I guess it's fine. I mean, we're going to remake these anyway at some point. Like, I'm just porting things right now to make it like look look something. But at some point I probably have to remake everything. This one is better. Like I said, this is an older weapon, so it's using the older material system rather than a shader forge and OG default. So that, if I were a tech artist, I might have had reasons to replace it. Okay, let's see. Material. That should be OG default. And we weapon nail gun diffuse, that's easy enough. Nail gun diffuse. I guess this nail gun gloss. I wish you could have this view all the time, because every time you go back, you have to like click this button again. Okay, so does it have any... We don't have... I guess we do have. Glow mask should be nail gun glow. What's that one? Okay, so now we have that material. We go to create a scene. Create a scene of nail gun visuals. Oh, we also need to get the nail gun in here. Export. Am I wrong? Make local. How large should I make the pulse rifle? Was it like 7 times the size? Oh, 0.8. It was too damn large even. It's not perfect, but it's something. Let's see, where is... Guess I have to learn how to search properly. This looks correct, right? Like a holding like a gangster. Sick. Doing that porting is fairly easy. I guess I could just do all of the weapons while I'm at it. Let's see. Fabrications. Let's just take all of them. Minus poles and nail. Some of these are certainly... Oh, maybe you can't. Let's just actually make a new... And this scene is not used or anything, and so we can easily make this into a look at weapons kind of thing as well. Let's see. Let's make sure they're in the same order as the prefabs themselves. Nail launcher, hornets, Asainami, nail gun, phase orb, These are actually just meshes. Guess I misremembered. Because I remember them being like a bit hard to just spawn in the world, but maybe we fixed that before this version. Like a love subspace gun. I guess we had more. This one is called weapon prefab, so I guess we don't need that one. Okay. So you become giga large. One of these are not like the others. They are this big, eh? What is this? Oh yeah, it's just another shredder. Okay, that one is probably not required. And we just space these out. Maybe that is a bit far in between. Because they're, yeah, they're also like 0.2. I guess yeah, that's good. Okay, so 0.2 per. We can take a look at them next to each other. It's not how you write 8. I would like you to understand the amount of restraint it took for me to not write a script that did this automatically. Okay, so here we have all the weapons. That I think I have one. Like this subspace gun was never used. So this is a first look at an unused weapon. I don't know why we never used this. I guess we never found a use for it. Because all the others are something that we know of. This scene should be good because they also have like a bunch of these mechs in here. They also need the same kind of behavior. I should have wrote the script. I knew it. One of these is also not that like the others. Where's this? Did I drop that chain gun there? I guess it should be in here then. 2.6 was the last one, I think. Oh, it's just the same. Odd. Anyways, let's put all of these guys in here. Some of these are also like duplicates from the looks of it. Now we can disable them all easily, I say. Okay. Yeah, I should have made the script like space out children in direction. I mean, for this entire thing, it's too much to add to give to a AI, for sure. Like this like old ass thing has a bunch of scripts, but also works with a lot of resources and whatnot. So like it has to figure out that we want this ported to a good new system that we can work with. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm no you're joking and all that, but like to give the like an answer anyway because it's interesting. Like there certainly could be a future where you just give a an AI agent the task to like port a game, let it run for a month, and then you have a ported game, right? It's just that it probably takes a long time. It has to like figure out what was bad about the old things and make it good in a new way where you can make new stuff. Because that's also part of it. Like I'm trying to like write things so I can expand on it in the future. And there are some things like I mean, that's very weird to give to an AI agent. Like you could, but I don't think there is agents that do this anyway. Like for example, if we have a scene. Here's this scene. Godot is using a completely different rendering pipeline than Unity. He's using a new way of doing materials. And I want this scene to look like this scene. So it will be like, make sure that these two look the same. And that is difficult. Like, I don't think, like, there's nothing that prevents an AI agent to iteratively go through and like modify shaders, modify parameters and everything to make it, oh, now it can, and then you do like a screenshot to go, how similar is this? And then you can like make changes upon that and all that. Like, you can do that for sure. I don't think that tool exists today. So that's like a few years of development to create that tool. And since we're using a new rendering pipeline, you can't ever get it to look the same. Because, like, to be a bit technical here, one of the things that this old rendering pipeline used is that the material, like this OG default material, if we click open, if we look at that shader, like it looks like this, right? One thing it does is using something called light direction, where it takes a look at what light that is around it and modifies itself. This is not possible in Godot due to the changes in the renderer, which is why my Godot scenes look different, because I can't just copy it. I have to like make up a new solution to make it look as I want, and I'm not tech arty enough to do that. Yeah, like it's a bunch of like sub agents and everything, like, and because I'm of the like we're getting into what's called like philosophy or something. Like I don't see the difference between a human intelligence and an AI, right? It's just complexity that's missing, and once that complexity is there, there's nothing that like could make them different, right? There's some biological stuff that's different, but that's about it. Like if we're talking about purely intelligence, there shouldn't be that much of a difference. And it probably comes down to like splitting hairs of definitions and everything in the end. But yeah, like that's the serious answer to the joke question. Why we're not just not using AI. Like the practical reason. And the impractical reason is because I like doing this. And using an AI to do this wouldn't make sense, because then I'm not doing it. Because just the fact that I've today, in the like last 2 days, gotten to the point where, hey, animations are playing, I see the weapons in game. Like, this is starting to look like the old game. Like, that is fantastic. It's super fun. That's like part of the reason why we do make video games. Like, the joy of like making something and seeing the progress is so like free. Like, it's I mean, not freeing. Like, it's addictive. And yeah, it's art. Like, I think everyone who draws probably feels the same. Like, because at the end of the day, like, everyone who's a artist who draws, like, it's just a person that at 3 years of age drew something hideous. Their parents said, "Oh, look at that! That looks awesome," and then they're just chasing that high ever again, like trying to like improve and make it better to like I mean, I guess that's one way of seeing it. Like, it's just, it's some like very low level, like almost primal reason why we do these things. Like, I played a video game as a 3-year-old, and like, video games is fascinating, has been ever since, and it's like, I love doing this. So that is the real reason. And that's also why it's kind of a bit sad that like AAA video games has gone the way they're going, and going to remove. They're probably going to remove humans after all, right? Because they're only striving for profit and not the joy of making a fucking video game. It is so much fun getting to this point. I'm not going to have some fucking clanker take that fun away from me. Alright, where were we before that tangent? We're reporting weapons. Just get a keyboard for your phone. Easy. Yeah, like I spent some time yesterday talking to Trin about the. He went through and showed like the WoW server and all that. It looks cool, right? Like, it's cool stuff, but we just get shut down at some point anyway, right? Why even bother? I'm not feeling World of Warcraft right now, but there's certainly an urge to play with people, for sure. But there's a silver lining, Nox. Microsoft is firing 3,000 people. So maybe they're firing the people who looks for private realms. They're so fucking delusional at Microsoft. Like, the new CEO said that she has as a target to have 1 billion active users daily with Xbox. Like that's the most insane thing ever, and she's in charge. Like, you honestly telling me that 1/8 of the world is going to daily log into Xbox and play a video game in some capacity or interact with? Like that is just insane. I mean, not using an Xbox, but because the Microsoft doesn't see that as a console. It's like they probably would count someone starting Windows and playing a video game as a daily user, right? Because they're recently launching a what's called like a something similar to Steam Big Picture. Yeah, for sure. I can see if I can find the. Darkreed did not like Bloomberg. Okay, this is a bit taken out, probably out of context from, I'll link this entire thing, right? If you want to read. But yeah, Shawarma wrote that she wants Xbox to reach 1 billion players per day. Like, what are you talking about? Was like Facebook daily active users. Facebook has 3 billion. And that's like probably counting just opening your phone, right? Like the word user has to do either a lot of heavy lifting or she's completely out of her mind. Slick did work, right? Yeah, it seems like it does. Alright, that's another tangent. Fuck Xbox, Microsoft. Yeah, it's like she asked an AI, like, can this happen? The AI goes like, fuck yeah, that sounds really good. And then she takes it as gospel or something. Like, she has to be so, like, surrounded by yes men, or, like, had like a completely mad man kind of vision, like, not vision, like a view of the world. Like, are there even 1 billion people playing video games every day? Maybe. There's a lot of Fortnite players, a lot of League players. Like, if you combine everyone who starts and plays a video game every day, including phones, yeah, I guess it would be more than 1 billion. yeah, like with phones taken into account, because like it or not, like they are games. Like a phone game is still a game, right? Or is this two things? They are two things. Yeah, like Steam daily active users. Like I would say that isn't Steam like just showing this number at some point? Yeah, like this is the amount of like I wouldn't even call this like, people who don't mind actually paying for a video game. I mean, we are the boomers for sure, but like this number, like how many times does it have to double? Like how far off is this? Like 41 million, we need to get to 1 billion, which is I guess 1,000 million. So we're 4% of the way there. Steam is 4% of her vision. On its peak. I mean, peak is very often from the looks of it. Yeah, like because it's so like deceptive, right? Because it's all the way you always like multiply by 10 to get to the next thing, and then suddenly you have to multiply by 1,000. I don't know. Let's see. PlayStation sales. I always take. These numbers are usually on Wikipedia. PlayStation 5. Does it say here, like how many that's been sold? Like it's a rough estimate. 93 million. If every PlayStation's 5 ever sold logs on right now, we are 9% of the way. I guess it's a very hard number to look for, but like, how many users does Windows have? Does it say? Because you can only like measure market share, I guess, for Windows. $1.4 billion active monthly users. Yeah, like it's almost on the level of like, did she miss? I mean, she didn't write it. She told an AI to write it. But like, did the AI miswrite this? Like, there's no way that, like, if Windows, like, if we play with the number 1.4 billion, which could be low for Windows. I don't know how many PCs there are in the world, but a majority of them runs Windows. Like how many of them would have to, like, like 1 billion? Like, it's such a, like, 70% of the users needs to start a video game or use Xbox in some respect. For that number to be like, and that's not like a peak. That's just, they're like, oh, that's just a normal day. Yeah, the real reason why she would say something like that is, of course, that she must make Xbox look like something for people to invest in, right? I mean, that's because there's only one type of people that's more stupid than CEOs, and that's investors, right? Because they would believe this. That's the weird part. Like, because you have to, like, think, like, someone out there believes that number. I'm sure of it. Like, honest to God, believe in that number to be, oh yeah, I mean, that sounds reasonable, and that's something we should invest in. Fucking, the world is fucked. Chain gun. Local. Save. Yeah, because, like, when it comes to, like, CEOs, like, from a normal person's point of view, they are completely useless. But the thing is that selling to customers is not as worth as selling to other investors, right? So the job of the CEO is to make other investors invest into the company, either freeing the current investors or themselves from the company. It's like, this is almost a Ponzi scheme by design. Like, that's that's this, like, what's called the job description for the CEO, is to run the Ponzi scheme without being illegal. Because the thing about, like, market bubbles and all that is that money doesn't like stop existing, right? It goes somewhere. And at every bubble burst, you have a lot of rich, or, like, not a lot. You have a lot of poorer people, but few richer. So that's, they just, like, probably trying to make that happen. Okay, let's see what it's all about. Okay, so barrels is own thing. So we need rim specular on body. Do we even have that? Chain gun body. Rim spec. Don't have rim specular. That is annoying. Oh, are we going to watch me tackle my way through? Making a material for this? I don't have. Haven't I ported that already? Or shader. I'll keep calling it the wrong thing. I have rim specular gloss glows. I guess it's very similar to that, right? Rim spec. What is actually different between these two? I think it would be fun to play with people, right? It's just that it's retail WoW, but because since it's a mod, right? The classes are slightly cooler, but I'm probably not right now. This looks annoying. I think this. How bad is this? Because I'm pretty sure this is more or less the same, but different. Where's the diffuse? Oh, it's a diffuse color. I think you can probably get away with this one, right? It's not set to glow and whatnot. Trust the process or something. Are they using different? They're using the same. They're basically the same. Let's see, chain gun, diffuse, chain gun specular, and chain gun gloss. Is that looking? I mean, we have to apply it as well. Let's see. We're able to just do this, right? Oh. A bit bright, isn't it? mean, maybe it's just the lighting. If we kill the lighting in here. I mean, it's something. It's one of the things. I guess the next one is chainsaw. It's a very odd looking chainsaw. That is not how it looks in game. This one actually looks like a chainsaw. What the hell? What is this fucking thing? Gauntlet. There we go. Let's export that. Yeah, I think we went back and forth whether it should be a chainsaw or something different. I think did we end up on Gauntlet as the name? Yeah, we did. Okay. We should probably keep that. Scene Gauntlet visuals. Okay. So what is this using? This is using OG default. Thank God. So this should be simple enough. Even if this is like incorrect. Let's look. Resources, textures, weapons. Like even if this like shader's incorrect, it's also the one I spent the most time on, so it's actually not too bad to work with. The textures. Could be that I have not copied that directory yet. Resource textures, yeah, I don't have that. Okay. Need to fix that. I wonder why I'm not even just not copying everything. I think the idea was to like just do the ones we needed. Because they're TJ files, right? So they take up a fuck ton of space. Guess it's this. Not sure why I'm not just creating them in scene, but maybe it's nice to have the actual materials. Makes it easy to like duplicate them and make them into something similar. Okay, next we have the discharger. I like the look of this weapon. Got like this Dragunov kind of look to it. And he's also using the default material. Okay, this charger. What do you think about this blender? That's fine. To reduce this a bit. Let's create a new scene. This charger visuals. I feel like this way of like making things local and all that is wrong somehow. I'm not sure. There's something wrong about my usage of models. Okay, so we need a new shader. This charger. On default. I don't think the weapons has too many like tweaks or small tweaks or whatnot to them, but since they're so small on the screen, right? So you don't have to make them super good looking. It's different when it comes to like this one has a glow mask set. This is specular's glass. That's odd. I think it's odd. And then we apply this. Boom. I haven't even created those weapons yet, so we have to make some logic for that, but that will wait. It's nice to have all the weapons ported, like visually, so we can just make them show up in game instantly. Yeah, this is also an older weapon using just rim specular things. I might have to redo that, but that's such a me screaming into a pillow kind of development process, so I'm doing that later. Scene, flak, cannon, visuals. Diffuse. I use diffuse for both? Huh. What if that's like a mistake? Maybe there isn't any specular for it. There is a specular here. Huh. But it looks wrong, right? Does it? Maybe there should be a specular. Maybe that's wrong. I'm going to upgrade it. New HD remake. I don't think a specular works that well though. Maybe my implementation of this shader isn't nice to specular. Does it look different if we use the diffuse? Makes no fucking difference. Let's just put it on the specular and then we'll look at the shader later. Okay, next up is... What the hell is this? Flame gun. It seems like it's missing. Oh, it's only visible on one side? Oh, that's a mistake. I didn't see this like thing here, but I guess we didn't make that two-sided. Maybe that is something we can fix actually. It's fun when you like go through this old stuff and you like figure out mistakes we did in the past. Let's see, flame down here. Shells. Flame gun and bullet thrower, yeah. Let's see in the flame gun. Make local. I have to make the, let's see, source, shade the material, flame gun. Rim. Let's just use that for now. It's close enough, I think. Guess these are just called. It's also using diffuse twice. I guess it's. Doesn't make that much of a difference, I suppose. Yeah, we have the same issue here with this, I guess, cape, this pipe or whatever, being visible only from one side. It's very small, but we can fix that by modifying the material to be double-sided, I think. Let's see. Or not the material, can't override that here. No, we can't. Now it should. Yeah, now it's visible from both sides. Maybe we shouldn't have that disabled on such a general material, but now we have. Okay, next up is the grenade launcher. It launches grenades. Believe it or not. Fuck. This is using rim specular. Use that. Going and fixing these later is not too difficult, so. This was properly using specular. Yeah, have a nice one, Nox. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so that should be that. Grenade launcher. Sick. Next up, it's Hornets. This is OG default, and yes, very similarly diffuse, spec, gloss, and glow. Glow mask, glow, oh yeah, glow mask. The search is fuzzy enough that when you search for gloss, you get glow, and the other way around, so it's a bit annoying in that regard. Imagine having graphics in a video game. That's a new one. Kazai Nami. At some point I should probably learn enough Japanese to know if that's a proper pronunciation. I'm pretty sure it's not. Or not pronunciation. Like a translation. Because we literally just put in flame wave in Google Translate back in the days, and this is what we got. And I guess it's kind of correct, but maybe it's Kanami, Hinami. Who knows? But for now, we'll use the old name. These things are just behind the scenes anyway, right? So they should be using like localization files to figure out the correct names. Let's diffuse and specular. It looks so bad in this lighting though. We already had an alien, so that's alright. This is the face orb. Only real OGs remember the face orb wars from Dragon's Lair in 2013. We had a playtest at some point at a local like nerd store where they have like you could rent computers, play Magic, The Gathering, and all that. And at that point, the face orb was giga strong. So at some point, it's just devolved into everyone using the face orb and just creating lots of confusion. It was very fun as a like thing that happened on a playtest for sure, but then we kind of quickly went in and made it a bit more normal. I don't know if people used to like play with this online. Because it's very strong, but it's very bad, in my opinion. it, since like it kind of one-shots people, but you have like one shot, you have to charge it, and yeah. Maybe it's good. Who knows? I won't play this video game. Face orb. Face orb uses free specular. I guess diffuse specular, yeah. We have the pulse rifle already, so time for the shredder. This was one of the last weapons we did, because it's also the most complicated one. I'm not sure if it ever really went down well with the players as a weapon, because it's very difficult to use. But we wanted to have some sort of like, what it's called, like a more advanced weapon, because we have the opposite, right? The Hornets is a noob weapon. This one is rotated differently and way larger. Why have you done this to me? Should I just fix it in here? So we import them in the same way? I think so. Where do you see the current count? Minus 90, and then the scale. Scale's already very minimal, and then we go to 1/14th the size? What the hell? What is... That's exactly what we want. Now it's in the ballpark, right? And let's use the closest pulse rifle. It should be looking like that. If we move it into the pulse rifle, we should have the same look. I guess, yeah, this looks correct, right? See, the shredder goes... Yeah, this is close enough. Okay. I think that is preferable. I guess something has changed before we did this. Or our graphics guy did things differently for this weapon. Also a bit oddly placed. Oh yeah, I guess that's also an issue. Huh. I love access. I want to hug everyone who works with game development. 3D engines. Okay, so said should be 0028. Moving it up a bit. No, it should be moving down a bit. Right? Set is forward. Forward is backwards. Okay, so there we go. Right? It should be going backwards. And then Y positive is up. Z positive is up. So it should be 007 up. Why is it like this? And for some reason it should also move X positive 006. Why is it like this? Who knows? This feels wrong though. I don't understand the X location. Let's just leave that in because I think this is okay. I mean, these are so small changes that we won't really see them anyway. But now we at least have it sorted on the way in, after the import. We don't have to like make a special case for it in this case, which seems to have happened with the shredder in the original. And this, I guess, is using OG default, right? Yeah. Shredder diffuse 01. Shredder spec. Shredder gloss. Oh. Shredder spec. Glow. Shredder glow. I think this is it, right? That's the wrong one. Oh, is this the same? Okay. Shredder glow map. It looks completely different. Is that down to light? This diffuse does not look correct. Is that the same one? Like, I would expect the diffuse to be the one that would work. Maybe it's a super glossy or something? Oh, maybe I'm stupid. That could also be it. It helps if you actually add the material to the model. There we go. Do we care about the subspace gun? I mean, might as well, right? It's nice to have an extra weapon that we can use later. I don't even remember why, like, if we had a design for this, or if it was just a, like, weapon we made for fun, or maybe it was, like, the first weapon or something, and then we got the updated pulse rifle. I guess use rim spec, yeah. Subspace gun diffuse. Subspace gun spec. spec. This glow map is... oh, there's actually a glow map. Huh, interesting. I mean, we have it. Okay. How old is that? Actually. What's it called? Subspace? Weapon subspace gun. Yeah, this is first few months. Like we started development August, July or August, I think. This is fairly early on. I think maybe the pulse rifle might be older. Weapon pulse rifle. Yeah, October, so slightly. Slightly older. Okay. Because we never had a script for that. Subspace gun. What would that even do? Okay, what big parts are left now? Because I've been trying to like go through and fix like the big parts, like almost vertical slicing this development. And we're kind of getting there. There's one game mode remaining called the Orbital Warfare game mode. The local multiplayer is remaining. We need to make settings. These three are whatever, I think. They're very easy to make. I also want to make more content here later, but that can wait. And then there's a bunch of like online stuff, of course. But I guess the next thing would be sound. I have not looked at sound at all in Godot. So maybe that is something we can do. I guess we have all the sounds, right? Maybe I should have checked this before I spent multiple months doing this. Yeah, we have a bunch of sounds here. Super mega cannon.wave. Let's see. We have the music as well. That's MP3. Okay. We might have to redo this as OGG or something, because I'm not sure that Godot comes with the MP3 decoder out of the box. But that's whatever. There's no like loss in anything going from MP3 to OGG. I think it's OGG is even lossless. But yeah, once sound is there, I guess we kind of stumble into the content part, right? Where you like just port content. Because we need to port all the maps. And all the enemies, and all the weapons, and all the projectile logic. I just have to like figure out what order I should do this in. Because at the end of that, we will have something that works for sure, but it will look wrong because we're using like the wrong kind of material. And so we have to fix all of that. And then we have to like fix everything for multiplayer. And I think that maybe it's better to do like these sporadic fix everything wrong with multiplayer like sessions. So maybe that is next, because I haven't touched multiplayer in a while, just to make sure that everything works. I'm pretty sure that the aiming and all that will not really work out as I expected. Oh yeah, there's one major thing remaining as well. We have multiple mechs. And you will think, oh, you just replace the mesh. It's not that easy. Because our mechs, we should have them in here. This is the mech level after all. Our mechs are made up by a ton of small parts, and that is problematic. Do we have like mech 3? That's massive. Let's make this like into a actual look at the mechs and all that level. I'm pretty sure we have 8 of them. Why is this guy so massive? Scale 6. Oh, you guys 1. Okay, and then it's 0.2. Okay, I guess we can do 0.3 for mechs because they're a bit larger, so we need to space them out a bit. 0.9, 1.2, 1.5, 1.8, and 2.1. The trails keep doing things. So, our mechs are pretty cool. I really do like how this game looks in general. But they are also a bit difficult to work with, because they're made up out of parts. They're not skeletal meshes. So yeah, base, yeah, that's all good. And then you go like, oh. So yeah, that mesh in the middle here is a part. And they're just like set up to be moved by the animator, which is moving these like sub-objects as bones. There was probably a good reason for this at some point. I think the reason I talked with the guy responsible for this mess. And we kind of came up with the reasoning being, we were supposed to be able to have a feature where you could like build your own mech, meaning that we could replace like the arm or something of these guys. That never came to be, but that did actually like affect the way we created content. So while this mech right here, mech 03, is very similar to what we have here, right? Like I think it's the same base model. I'm pretty sure it is. But this one is, this mech over here is actually, can we close this? New. This mech over here is actually a skeletal mesh. So we made one skeletal mesh, which is like, I think it's this guy? No, this here, this one. So yeah, like it has, like, this is the one that's been imported into Godot right now. But if you look at like mech 06, you go like, oh, that's a lot of stuff. Oh, that is a lot of stuff. So yeah, and these are just like static meshes in a, like in just existing in the world. Let's see, what's this? I have two mechs on top of each other. Yeah. Delete. So yeah, like this is the mech. So I have to like import these and set them up in Godot. And that is annoying. But I think it's easier to do that in Godot rather than Blender. And then we just have to like live with that. And hope we do not create more mechs. But if we create more mechs, I will probably suggest that we use the skeletal mesh that we have and make a new, we use the same skeleton, make a mesh on top of that. So that is also remain. That is a big one. I need to like solve this, and by solving I would probably have to make some sort of editor tool to match these. It's like even difficult to figure out which makes which. And they're all like named differently. So it might be that I just have to say fuck it and do a lot of manual labor. So that's why I haven't even spent time like giving this guy a material or anything like that, because this one will be hidden. Like this is what we should be working with, and then we just attach stuff to these things. And I'm not sure how to do that properly. I mean, I guess we can copy a bunch of stuff from here. But yeah, like that is a lot of like problem solving where I need to actually sit down and think, and so I don't think that's like streamer content. Yeah, that is annoying. Okay. One other thing we could add to this is, let's see, create empty. Make these just work. Oh yeah, out turret is a projectile. That is a choice. I don't know where Unity gets this from. Like, I tell it, oh, create a empty game object, and it puts it here. Why? I mean, it doesn't really matter since I'm... Okay, so let's... this here. Okay, we have mechs, we have weapons. Let's give them a set of 3. These a set of 6. This is probably a good thing, so we can like take a look at this. This projectile prefab is just... I think for some projectiles we basically had an empty prefab that we built during, like, built up during the thing. Somehow, I'm not sure how we did it. Is this... yeah, this has scale 6. That's why it's a bit odd. Yeah, I think that's worthwhile. The scale of these are fine, so we need to probably put them further apart. Let's just double it. I should have wrote in the script. I should have written the script. I should learn English at some point. I've heard that English is a somewhat popular language, so should come in handy. Some of these are a bit weird, right? Like, why is the pulse and shield like on the same place? I was supposed to say, like, maybe the shield origo is weird. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like this is weird. No. The shield is very different though. Here's our turret, by the way, which of course is a projectile. I think every game has one of those weird things, right? Yeah, now we have a level where we can look at stuff. Like how things are set up. And I can cry over how difficult it is to recreate the pulse rifle in Godot. should almost have a like something that plays movement, because these a lot of these has like a lot of these have trails, right? And they are not really very visible when we do it like this. Yeah, this level is good now. I also have to implement shields, and I guess the boost is a bit annoying as well, because I was thinking of doing this, the thing that everyone wants, which is to make the boost a baseline ability of everyone. Because one issue we had in the original is that, like, we have a bunch of like utilities, a bunch is a handful of utilities. But to my knowledge, or like, in my opinion, all of these three suck unless you're playing orbital warfare. So it would be nice to have like like I would like the booster to be baseline, and then we like introduce something new that's a bit better for just death matching. A parry, hell yeah! I would love getting a parry to work in multiplayer for sure, and I'm not at all. Ironic. We're going to destroy this, right? Guess not. Yeah, like these mines and all that, like I think they're like not too bad. There's still something wrong with landing on planets. It's so smooth landing on planets in this game compared to the Godot implementation. It's something about the speed that you keep. Maybe it's just down to animations, I don't know. Yo. I also have to like figure out this thing, because I think my rotation in air thing is incorrect. And I also need to, okay, another big thing is a system for making trails. Like a bunch of our stuff have trails, like the mech, for example, like has these like speed trails, because that's how mechs work. Everyone knows this. But like they have trails after them, and Godot has some like trail thing, but it's not as easy to use as Unity, if I recall correctly. So I think I have to like make my own implementation, or like look at. I looked around on the asset store, and there are those kinds of things. So maybe. How's the IK handling looking up and down this? Oh, we're only looking in horizontal. Maybe even be using animations. I'm not sure. Like, there's like a billion small things, of course, as with all video games. Everyone's made a video game knows that, and you're always half a year from release. But I'm so happy to have animations right now, because that was a big worry of mine. Yeah, I also need to fix, like, one thing that we have in this game is that if you keep holding the same direction, you just keep moving around planets. My new system broke that. I had that, but I broke it because it's done by the player checking the controller. Like, are you still holding the same kind of direction? So Yeah, that is something I need to fix as well. Like I need a way for the player controller to be able to send like the direction to move, perhaps, rather than. I mean, the thing is, I would love to only send the controller being agnostic towards the state of the player, in if at all possible. So right now it's just sending the what's it called, like the input vector, and therefore, like it's hard for like the player to like the player character to like understand what's changed, because it's just getting a new input vector each frame. I'm going to miss this bug. It's a bit hard to see, but if you hold two directions when changing directions, you move, you rotate twice as fast. I fixed that. No fun allowed. It would more be interesting to like adding other movement options. Like one thing that could be pretty cool is a like in Trine, not Trine, the other shooter game starting with T, Tribes, where you can like hold a button to like disable friction. That would be pretty cool, right? Like you can't influence your movement, but you just like disable friction, and like so you can add a bunch of speed. But I think you would have to also see if your speed could exit the like running on planet thing. I don't. So like there's something stuff like that I won't like to get in, like movement stuff, because movement is fun in all games. Like I'm a Smash player. I fucking love movement. I play Deadlock. I love movement. Should play more Deadlock. I also need to fix this particle system in the back. I don't have that on my version. But yeah, so there's a billion small things as per usual, and I guess sound is the next big one. I think I'll call it here. There was productive as always to stream some development. Fun to talk to people as well. I'll move on to sound, because when you do sound stuff, you have to like. You will hear me basically listening to music, pausing it, starting the game, testing one thing, restarting my music, doing a test, stopping the music, testing the thing, restarting the music. Like that's just how you have to work with sound, right? So I also have to need to do a think about the like music player and all that. Like I don't know if it's possible. I have to like talk to our audio guy, but it would be cool with some new songs. But that is probably going to cost, right? So that would be like closer to release when I know that I'm even going to release. And it's easy to add at the end, right? So you can. Maybe I can just set up target practice to be playing during target practice. But yeah. More to come and all that. Thanks for watching and take care.